Cool. Second. Okay. See it? James. You have a mic, by the way? What'd you say? Unplug my mic. No, I don't know. I don't know. Hello. All right, guys, what's going on? We got people loaded in on Instagram. YouTube should be loading up right now. All right, so the conversation to end the year off. We're going to finish it with some 1099 talking, some independent stylist talking. The reel I did the other day, talking about suites over commission salons, got a lot of movement in the comments. And a lot of people don't understand how it's even possible to have a commission salon that functions in a way that's still profitable at 70% commission, but that's not for everybody. It has to be a sliding scale. You can't just start at 70%. It's not going to work. You need to build up to that because you need to invest in your team. So by making it a win-win for both you and for the stylist, if you're an owner, you're going to work more like partners. Like there's not going to be a separation of roles per se. Like you're the owner, they're the stylist, you do what they say. It's more like a partnership. You're facilitating the environment to do hair. You're creating the atmosphere. You're making sure that they have chairs, the lights are on, the water's running, the products are there, and they're bringing the talent, the skill, and you're giving them the guidance. So you have to work together. So when I do this, like I said, it's not for everybody. It's for the hungry, for people who want to build their own business. So if you're looking to open up a suite, again, you don't want to endure the cost. Because some areas, like here in New Jersey, a 2-chair suite, $1,100 a week, some of these rental places. And it's just not doable for a lot of people. So the system I created is a win-win for everyone. So how this works is you are your own business. You create your own LLC, your own entity as a stylist. Then you have a couple different ways you can do it. As an owner, you could form a partnership with that person, like an on-paper partnership, not a legal partnership, but a contract where it's a rev share. So you're splitting the revenue. 50 up to $2,000, 2 to 3,000 could be 5, 3 to 4 is 60, 4 to 5 is 65, 5 and above 70. Now, if you're getting 70% commission and your clients tip you 20%, that's 90%. It's almost making 100% commission. So nowhere are you going to be able to create that kind of environment for yourself, whether it be a chair rental or a suite. You have to understand that this is a different type of structure. As an owner, a lot of questions I get from people is, how do you control their schedule? How do you do this? How do you do that? And a lot of it has to do with control. You don't. You hire people who fit into this kind of environment. You hire for hunger and you hire for character. Now, when it comes to product cost, that's another question I like to ask. How do you cover the color? How do you deal with those expenses? Well, in terms of color, you need a parts and labor system. That's the system that I like to use in all of my locations. One of them I don't use it in. I still use the old-fashioned way of doing it, but having a parts and labor system, whether you're a hybrid salon, a commission salon, or just an only chair rental salon, it's, I feel, the best way to cover the color price. Now, what I do with that is, those of you who don't know what parts and labor is, you're just separating out the color expense from the labor. You're only giving commission on the labor. So you, as the owner, you buy the color up front. Then on a per use basis, that gets passed along to the client at checkout. If you want more information on that, DM me, I'll send you the PDF. But for those of you watching right now, let's see who's in there right now watching. Let's break that down real quick. So this, I'm going to break down the parts and labor, because that's what a lot of people have questions. Sure. All right. So for parts and labor, this is the PDF that I will share with you guys. Screen. Now we'll shoot. James, can you see my screen? Can't see anything on my screen? Is there a delay?
There's definitely a delay.
All right, let me know if it comes up. I see it on my Instagram. All right, cool. All right, so this is the parts and labor system. So this is the PDF. If you want this PDF, DM me parts and labor. So this breaks down exactly how you have to weigh out the color to find out what it is per gram or per volt, whatever you want to, whatever metric you want to use. I typically like to weigh out in grams. It's easier for me to be creative and measure the color than it is to be ounces. If you're weighing like 0.25 ounces, I'd rather just weigh 5 grams. It's just easier. So the example I give here is calculating the price per gram of bleach. First step is the parts and labor pricing system to determine the cost of bleach for each highlighting service. I typically like to use 40 to 50 grams of bleach. And when I do this calculation, I'm talking about just the powder. When I talk about color, I'm talking just the color. Because what we're going to do is we're going to double that cost, so we have margin in there to make up the developer of the gloves and the foils. So using this system, if you guys are watching right now on Instagram, is going to make your life so much easier as an owner. It's going to take away, when you think of the theory of constraints, it's going to take away that huge expense of covering color. And now you're not charging the stylist now. One of the things that a lot of stylists hate is being charged at 10% or $5 per ticket big on the back. It just seems very, it's like nickel and dime routine. So with this, what this does, it creates more of a partnership. We are accountable, and the cost is getting passed on to the person, the color. So DM me right now. I'll send you over this document. It breaks down the whole system for you. If you're in the program, just watch the parts and labor video, and it goes in depth how to apply this to your salon, how to do it at checkout, how to make it a part of your software or your booking system. So it's very seamless. Now, when we get to the conversation of is it legal, is it not legal to have an independent stylist in your salon, it's 100% legal. You have to figure out what are the laws in your state and how do you make this work. So for states like California, where they have really strict ABC rulings, you might need to set up a staffing agency in a state like Wyoming or Delaware that pays the independent stylists, and then your salon is only there to facilitate an environment for stylists to sell retail. So that's a way to make it compliant with the Department of Labor. Now, in states like North Carolina, Florida, Texas, all you really need is to have an agreement between you and the independent stylist. They pick their hours. So if you were one of my stylists, I would be like, hey, Jen, what hours do you want? Mondays from 10 to 6, Tuesdays 11 to 8, Wednesdays off, Thursdays from 9 to 5, and Fridays from 9 to 4. And then you initial up. That's our common agreement. You're going to be at salon these hours. So I know when I can run ads. Now, once you get to a certain point in your career, a lot of stylists feel like they can go up on their own. They may not be ready. That's why we do this sliding scale. So once you establish base clientele and you retain them, they're pretty much your clients. Whether me as a salon owner got them for you or not, I totally understand the game. I was a stylist too. That's when you get a bump of commission. You don't need education. You don't need as much. You don't need any more hand holding. Ads I'm running for you, I can scale back for you personally, dedicate some budget towards somebody else's. So that's where you get a bump to 55%. Then you're doing even better, you get a bump to 60%. Then you're doing even better, 65%. Once you're at 70, you don't really need much from me to the supporting your career because you're consistently doing 5,000 a week, 4,000 a week on the chair. Another great caveat to what I do, another great part of what I do is I give you the ability at 70%, honestly, at any state, any commission level to bring on your own assistant. Now, me as the owner, I'll cover the assistant for you. which is another expense that you don't worry about. However, if you do want to have your own personal assistant, and you do want to pay for that person, you could run two columns. So the salon's LLC will pay your LLC for both of those columns. So if you're generating 5,000 a week on your column, and with an assistant you're paying for doing 1,500 a week, you'll get 70% of 6,500. So you can use that assistant to help you buy back some of your time. The whole point of this type of structure is to teach my team how to be their own business. You're going to get your own Google business page. You're going to get an affiliate link to the website. You're going to get access to write blogs or create your own landing page on our website. So you have some online visibility, some online SEO. If you really want to build your own website, have your own Shopify store, I'll help you out with that too. The point is, I want you to think of this relationship kind of like Nike and Michael Jordan and Air Jordan, right? So obviously Jordans are Nike. They're their own brand inside of that bigger brand. But that's how this works. Your salon is a brand, a culture. And you should be there to facilitate an environment for stylists to grow their personal brand. And at any given point, when that person's like, listen, I'm ready to go off my own, let's do it. Let's see what that looks like. We need to partner up on another location. But like I said in the beginning, this is not for everyone. If you like the traditional way of doing things, then do it. But for me, when I took a look at the industry, we took a look at the patterns going on. Suites, chair rent, people working from home. How are you going to position yourself as a salon, as a business, and make it a win-win for them to not go to the salon, to actually be supportive of your salon? You want to say that. Because to be honest with you, a lot of people don't flourish in suite. A lot of people don't like being alone. They just do it because they make more money there. They do it because they want peace. And the atmosphere in the salon they're working actually gives them for their mental health, whatever the reason may be. So as an owner, that's the pattern of the industry. So how do you become an amazing investor when it comes to stocks? Right? You recognize the patterns. You play the market before the pattern happens. Like, would you rather have invested in Apple in the 80s or last week? Obviously the 80s. Like, so when you invest in stocks, you want to invest before everybody's investing in it because it's too late. So if you take a look at the patterns in the industry, if you were to open up a suite right now, like a series of suites and buy a building, you put suites in there, you're a little too late. Companies already beat you to the punch. But if you are a salon owner, this is getting in front of the new pattern. Because what's going to happen is people are going to default on their leases this week. It's happening already at an astronomical rate. And you're going to have a position, you're going to have a salon that gives a position for somebody to feel like they're their own business and yet have the best of the salon team atmosphere. So this is something new to our industry. And if you do it right, you will have a successful salon. I promise you. Working for me. So if you're worried about the whole 1099 issue, you don't even need to issue a partnership. But if you want that information, DM me, don't leave it in the comments. DM me the word 1099. I'll send you all the docs that I have illustrating how you need to set it up. So this way you can take it to your accountant. You can take it to some kind of a labor lawyer if you want to, have them look at it, just to ensure that it's compliant, because it is. And the one thing you want to do, whenever you talk to a lawyer or an accountant, you ever ask them, is this possible? You ask them, what needs to be true about this so that it's legal, so that we can do it, so that's possible? That's the question you ask. Because honestly, most of these people are lazy, and they're just going to tell you you can't do it. They're not going to do any research. I put the time into the research, and I put hours in figuring out the system that actually is compliant with the Department of Labor, that makes sense, that works, not just for the salon, but for the stylists. So if you guys want to learn more information on how to make this a reality for you, just DM me the word grow. We'll get to a conversation. Because doing it the old way, doing it the way people did it 25, 30 years ago, just isn't working. It's not working for the salon. It's not working for the stylist. And it's causing a lot of friction and competition between both. Stylists think they're getting too much money taken away from them. Owners don't have enough money to pay the bills at the end of the month. and something has to give. So in order to make it work, everybody needs to work. So with that being said, let's jump into some Q&A. James, are you able to read the chat at all from where you're at?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So if there's any questions, we could jump in and answer some questions live while we're here. I'll give you a chance to jump in here. Letitia, you're welcome. I appreciate dropping this knowledge because it is it's a lot. It's a lot to do all this information while you're trying to run the salon. When I stepped away from behind the chair, I did that so I could grow the business. And I realized that I was being misled by someone. In the comments here, I'm actually going to drop the link to the PDF. Sure that here. I'll drop both PDFs. That should be cool using StreamYard. So here is you missed a great call today too, Katie. I see you in the live over here. That's the PDF that's breaking it down. Keith, what's going on? Hope you're not working too hard. Missed you on the call today too. All right, and here's that system right here for you guys. That if you want access to it, independent. Do you get links to these chats, James?
Can I get links?
Yeah, no, drop the links in the comments. It's not like a live feed, right?
I don't understand what you're asking.
So when I share a link in the chat, they won't get access to it.
You have to copy and paste it and send it to your browser.
Copy and paste those two, or just DM me. You'll get them. But I'm open the floor for some Q&A. Lori, what's going on? My accountant said it's illegal, and I don't know what to tell them after that. All right. Honestly, like I said before, your accountant's not going to do the work required to really make your business successful. So, like I said, ask them what needs to be true about how you structure your business entity so that it's compliant. It's the law. There's ways to work around these things. So if you have the former staffing agency in Wyoming and it's a different entity than the one that your salon is, you can make this work. That whole staffing agency model is 100% compliant with the department because you're not paying. The salon is not paying them for anything. It's the staffing. But the model I like is the partnership model, an LLC to LLC partnership. How is this beneficial to the stylist? All right. If you're a W-2 employee, you do not get access to all the deductions that you get as a business owner. That's just 100%. So now you'll get access to all the deductions you get as an LLC. All the deductions you get as a business owner, from writing up your call to your cell phone to take a client out for dinner, talk about hair, whether it's right or not, doesn't matter. It's a deduction. So obviously there's a lot of things you have to talk to your account about in regards to what you can and can't deduct based on whatever is applicable to today's law, the IRS. They're kind of insane. But if you have a child, now you get access to those deductions too. You put your child on payroll. So there's so much more to deduct as a business entity than you can as a single person. You can deduct each deductions. It's just fact. So you get access to all those qualified business income credit for deduction rather. You get access to your own investment opportunities. So your retirement, deduct all your income, which you don't get really W-2 employee. So what I want you guys to do, really DM me the word 1099. I'll send this to you. Whether you're watching this on YouTube, you watch this after the fact, you watch this on Instagram, just DM me and I'll send it to you. I don't really care. The information that it's so easy just to give to your team and have them read it over. All right, so I'm letting you guys stay out for another minute to ask any more questions. Right, going once, going twice. All right, yeah, everyone have an amazing new year. So we are going to be kicking off some more live a little more often. Hopefully everyone is busy behind the chair right now. You're not going to make the live, but if you're watching this after the fact, you're listening to the podcast, make sure you click subscribe to the YouTube channel make sure you subscribe to the podcast. I have some really good guests coming on beginning of the new year. And I wish everyone a safe, happy, healthy